In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel to Cinque Terre, the most complete video you'll watch today about this incredible destination in Italy, covering Rio Maggiore, Manarola, Corniglia, Vernazza, Monterosso, and the best tips. So let's get started. Cinque Terre, which means five lands, is one of the most magical and photographed places in Italy. It's a rugged stretch of the Italian Riviera coastline in the Liguria region, composed of five colorful villages that seem to hang between the mountains and the turquoise sea. The area is a national park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1997. Let's start with the main attractions, which are the five villages. We'll talk about them in order from south to north, which is the order you would take if you were coming from the base city of La Spezia. The first village is Rio Maggiore. It's known for its tiny harbor, with steep, colorful houses cascading down to the rocks. It's one of the most famous views. The attraction here is to walk the main street, Via Colombo, and head down to the harbor to take the classic photo from the rocks. You get there using the regional train. The second village, and perhaps the most famous one on Instagram, is Manarola. The train ride from Rio Maggiore to Manarola takes only 2 minutes. Manarola is famous for its sunset view. The golden tip is to walk along the pathway towards Corniglia to the main viewpoint. This is where the famous Nessun Dorma bar is, where you get the perfect view of the colorful buildings on the cliff. The third village is Corniglia. This is the only one of the five that is not at sea level. It sits on top of a cliff, 100 meters high. When you get off at the Corniglia train station, you have two options. Climb the Larderina, a zigzag staircase with 382 steps, or take the small shuttle bus that takes you to the village center. This bus is included for free if you buy the Cinque Terre card. Because it's hard to reach, Corniglia is the quietest, most authentic, and least touristy village. The fourth village is Vernazza. For many, Vernazza is the most beautiful of all. It has a perfect natural harbor, a piazza full of restaurants by the water, and a charming yellow church. The main attraction here is to climb up to the ruins of Doria Castle. The ticket costs about €2, and the view from the top of the tower over the harbor is spectacular. The most famous photo of Vernazza is taken from above. To get it, you need to start the paid trail towards Monterosso. After about a 15-minute climb, you'll reach the classic photo spot. The fifth and final village in the north is Monterosso al Mare. It's the largest of the five and the only one that looks like a more normal beach town. It's divided into two parts, the old town and the new town, connected by a tunnel. The big advantage of Monterosso is that it's the only one with a long sandy beach, full of colorful umbrellas to rent. It's the best village for staying with children or for anyone who wants to just enjoy the beach. Besides the villages, a famous attraction is the Sentiero Azzurro, the Blue Trail. This is the hiking path that connects all five villages along the coast. But be warned, for years, the easiest sections between Rio Maggiore and Manarola, known as Via dell'Amore, and between Manarola and Corniglia, have been closed due to landslides. The only open sections are the hardest ones, from Corniglia to Vernazza, and from Vernazza to Monterosso. Each hike takes about 90 minutes to 2 hours, with many steep climbs. To access these trails, you need to buy the Cinque Terre card. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots, like the train passes and boat tours, can have long lines. The main ticket here is the Cinque Terre card. There are two types. The trekking card costs about €7.50 for 1 day and only gives you access to the trails. The Treno card, which is the one we recommend, costs about €18.50 for 1 day. It gives you unlimited access to all trails, and most importantly, unlimited train travel between Levanto and La Spezia. It's very worthwhile. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for the Cinque Terre card and the wonderful sunset boat tours, which give you the best view of the villages from the sea, all at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper: international travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator, which is useful for getting to the region, and the global account, to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. When is the best time to visit Cinque Terre? This is a crucial tip. The best times are the shoulder seasons. We recommend May and June in the spring and September and October in the fall. The weather is perfect, warm enough for a swim, but pleasant for hiking. We strongly recommend avoiding the months of July and August. It's the high season. The region gets unbearably crowded. The trains are like sardine cans, the trails are congested, and hotel prices skyrocket. Winter, from November to March, is very bad. Many restaurants and shops close, the ferry service stops, and heavy rains can close all the trails. And how many days to stay in Cinque Terre? You can do a rushed day trip from Florence or Milan, but we don't recommend it. You'll spend all day in transit and see the villages at the worst time, along with all the crowds. To truly experience it, the ideal minimum is 3 full days, meaning 4 nights. With 3 days, you can dedicate 1 day to Rio Maggiore and Manarola, a 2nd day to Cornelia and Vernazza, and a 3rd day to Monterosso, and maybe a boat trip to Porto Venere. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. This is the most important decision of your trip. You have 2 main base options. Option 1 is the most magical. Sleep inside one of the 5 villages. The most recommended are Vernazza or Manarola for charm, or Monterosso for beach access and larger hotels. The advantage is waking up and sleeping in that postcard setting, and having the villages to yourself in the early morning and at night when the day trippers leave. The disadvantage is the price, which is much more expensive, and the logistics. You can't drive in, so you'll have to carry your luggage uphill and up many stairs from the train station to your hotel. Option 2, and the one we recommend most for logistics and value, is to stay in a base city outside the villages. The 2 best are La Spezia, to the south, or Levanto, to the north. La Spezia is a larger port city, with many more options for cheap hotels, restaurants, and nightlife. And most importantly, the La Spezia train station is the main hub for the Cinque Terre Express train, and you're in Rio Maggiore in just 7 minutes. Levanto is a charming beach town on the other side. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region in La Spezia or within the villages. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located in La Spezia, and another that is a dream in Vernazza. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The rooms with a view in the Cinque Terre villages sell out a year in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around Cinque Terre. The golden rule is, do not rent a car. It's the worst decision you can make. The roads to the villages are tiny, dangerous, full of curves, and most importantly, the villages are closed to non-resident cars. You would have to leave the car in extremely expensive parking lots, costing over 50 euros per day, far from the center, and still have to walk. The best and only way to get around is by train. The Cinque Terre Express is a regional train that runs every 20 or 30 minutes and connects La Spezia, Rio Maggiore, Manarola, Cornelia, Vernazza, Monterosso, and Levanto. The journey between each village takes less than 5 minutes. It's perfect. To use the train, you must buy the Cinque Terre Treno card. The 1-day pass costs 18 euros and 50 cents. The 2-day pass costs 33 euros. It gives you unlimited train travel between Levanto and La Spezia, access to all the local buses within the villages, like the one up to Cornelia, and access to all the paid hiking trails. It's very worthwhile. The second best way to get around is by boat. In the summer season, a ferry line connects La Spezia, Porto Venere, and the villages, except for Cornelia. It's slower and more expensive than the train. A day pass costs about 45 euros, but the view of the colorful villages from the sea is absolutely spectacular. We recommend doing this at least once. Mandatory documentation for travelers. To enter Italy, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, your valid passport, and second, travel insurance. Unlike the United States, travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ETIAS will also be mandatory, so check on that before you travel. Let's talk shopping. Cinque Terre is not a luxury shopping destination. The focus is entirely on local crafts and gastronomy. The main product of the region is limoncino, a delicious lemon liqueur made with the giant local lemons. You'll also find soaps, candies, and everything else made of lemon. The second product is pesto alla Genovese, which was born in Liguria. Buy jars of artisanal pesto. Other cool purchases are hand-painted ceramics, especially in Vernazza, and local white wines, like the sweet dessert wine called Sciacchetra. And the tax-free tip applies to the whole country. Ask for the tax-free form on purchases over 70 euros in the same store. Validate it at the kiosks at your last airport before leaving Europe. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, the food here is Ligurian, light, focused on herbs and seafood. You are in the land of pesto alla genovese. You have to try the local pasta, trofi al pesto, which is a fresh, twisted pasta with potatoes and green beans, all mixed in pesto. It's divine. The second unmissable food is focaccia ligure. It's different from the thick focaccia of the south. It's thin, crispy, and loaded with olive oil and coarse salt. And the third, the perfect street food to take to the beach, is the fritto misto. It's a paper cone filled with freshly fried fish, squid, and shrimp. You can buy it for about 10 euros. For restaurant suggestions, the #1 experience is Nessun Dorma in Manarola. It doesn't serve hot dishes. It's an aperitivo bar. Order the cutting board of meats, cheeses, and bruschettas, which costs about 25 euros per person, and a spritz. The view is the most famous in the world. They don't take reservations. You have to use their app to get in a virtual line. For a romantic dinner at an incredible restaurant, go to Trabili, also in Manarola. It's high up on the hill, the food is homemade, and the seafood is fresh. A dinner costs about 50 euros per person, and you must book in advance. In Vernazza, Ristorante Belforte is located inside the castle tower. It's super romantic, but more expensive. Expect to spend over 80 euros per person. And how much does it cost to eat in Cinque Terre? It's an expensive destination because it's so touristy. A full Big Mac combo in the base city of La Spezia costs about 11 euros. A bottle of water in a restaurant can cost 5 euros. The golden tip is, ask for a carafe d'eau. It's a carafe of tap water, and it's free. A local beer costs about 6 euros. A budget meal, like a slice of focaccia or a cone of fried fish, is under 15 euros. A full dinner at a mid-range restaurant will be around 40 to 50 euros per person. And the tip? Service is usually included, and the coperto, the table charge of 2 or 3 euros, will already be on your bill. The tip is not mandatory. What about nightlife? The nightlife in Cinque Terre is very, very quiet. It's not a party destination. The program is romantic. Have a long dinner with a sea view, and then grab a gelato in the village's main square. And Vernazza have a few bars that stay open a little later. But everything closes relatively early. The villages become magical at night when the crowds leave. Traveling with kids? Honestly, it's not the easiest destination for small children. The villages are vertical, full of steep stairs. Corniglia requires climbing 382 steps. It's a nightmare for strollers. The main hiking trails are difficult for them. The only good village for children is Monterosso al Mare. It's flat, has a long, sandy beach, and great infrastructure with lidos, or beach clubs. Combining your trip, Cinque Terre is perfectly located in northern Italy. The base, La Spezia, is just 1 hour by train from Pisa, where you can see the famous tower. It's 90 minutes from Genoa, and it's about 2.5 hours from Florence and Milan. It's the perfect day trip from one of those cities, although we recommend sleeping there. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much, and have a great trip.